Where were we? I know what'll jog my memory, a quick song. If you know the words, then come along. Those naughty Nazis went straight to hell. You wanna know how? Sure, I'll tell. I found a good spot for some C4. Ever seen human insides before? When I'm done, they'll need a lot more than tape. What I did with their corpses is technically... Lost my train of thought. Trains! That's where we were. I knew this song would help. Last video ended with a train getting blown up, and now that you're basically caught up, let's head into it. Our first mission is to collect a dangerous new missile guidance system and also some vaccines. Give me a break. I have to take care of 2 weapons of mass destruction in one day. Relax, that was a joke. I know I spit shit like a Sims character, but come on, give me credit. I still have some brain functions left. I first decided to get some info on the secret Nazi weapon, which turns out to be in a super secure base, the entry to which happens to have trucks. Needless to say, sneaking in was a little bit of a blast, but now, the hard part, a close encounter with a bunker full of Nazis. I came across my first guard, held back my want for murder, and snuck around, found some info, no harm done. Until, yeah, I kinda lied about holding back my thirst for blood. Now with every alarm blaring off, the secrets that were just in my reach now became locked with my desire for destruction. I had the choice to either get a code or explode it open, repeating the endless cycle. And surprisingly, I went for the non-violent route. I got the code. Well, I did have to kill someone for, okay, yeah, I mixed them up. I then decided to take out every single tank in the dockyard, cause why not? I had to deal with a sniper, and my quest led me to finding the vaccines that'll save thousands of lives. Neat. Now back to the actually important stuff. Oh, hey dude. Sorry, can't high five right now. Hands are full. Could you hold this bullet for me? So yeah, I went around making sure to break all anti-air equipment as well as a couple of bones. My plan did have a little bit of a hiccup though, when Carl started to mix up his work and personal life. Nope, stop. Carl, put the dead body down. Now's not the time we're getting shot at. We got all the secrets and things were mostly sneaky. I mean, I didn't do anything to draw unnecessary attention. What? Oh, this is just a little something I picked up from my raid of the armory, and I have 2 really cool things to share. 1, I found out that you can go prone, and 2, going prone is horrible for using an RPG. So yeah, besides there being an explosion in my pants every single time there's an explosion, this was all pretty normal. We then gave our info that the Nazis are actually designing a new missile that could completely change the tides of war. What sick bastards. Planning to use experimental death machines to kill countless of innocents. Wait, are we supposed to be good guys? Anyways, time to work with the mob. So yeah, new mission, and I was going in blind. Oh no, there was some briefing, but I wasn't really paying attention. This is one of the hardest missions yet, because believe it or not, I need to track down 4 pieces of paper. Yeah, things are really ramping up. It all started off pretty well, and then I caught everyone's attention and died in a well. Yeah, I may have underestimated, well, everything. The first piece of paper wasn't too hard, just lying in a nearby house, but the second one was in a nearby camp. Yeah, quite the doozy. This base was quite tricky, but luckily I found a side path that allowed me to get into a pretty good vantage point. Psst, dude, who are we hiding from? What? Cat got your tongue? Let me help. After clearing out the base and collecting my first paper, I realized that a tank was coming up for checkup duty. So I quickly laid out some TNT, nearly got run over, and bam, I was on my hunt for my 3rd piece of paper. This sign can't stop me. I don't know how to read German, or English for that matter, but you get the idea. So yeah, I decided to take a little break from the exhilarating paper taking and went around back to do some side objectives. This, unfortunately, led me into walking through the death field. Prepare to meet your doom. Okay, can you wait about 5 seconds? I went on a murderous rampage in this castle. My destruction and death spread like a sickly curse to every single little bit of defense they had. And now, back to my real job, paper finding. My leads led me to this palace, and oh boy, if I thought I was facing a lot of guards before, it's insane now. Okay, I'm not gonna fight it. God obviously wants me dead. I eventually found a sacred scrap in this safe while I was absent-mindedly dawdling around, and then Then I absent-mindedly placed an explosive. What you doing? Not that I did anything, but I have a strong feeling that you shouldn't do that. Now with all the papers in my hand, as well as some brain chunks, I had to take out one more special target that I just couldn't find until... Hey, the map says there's supposed to be a guy here. Oh, he's right under my nose, isn't he? After that revelation, the revelation that I'm extremely stupid, it all became a lot easier. Probably my least favorite mission so far, but at least it's over. Our next mission was more of the same, collecting intel, taking out guns, but this time I'm actually saving someone instead of killing them. I mean, I'm still gonna torture all of their close friends, but whatever. Everything started off great as I narrowly managed to blow up an oncoming truck, and all of my paper collecting had finally paid off as I became an invincible killing machine. Then I swiftly blew myself up so it about evens out. But after reloading, I was graced with a holy sight, meaning I'm gonna make a big ass hole. I threw down TNT and 4 guards went to investigate it just as a tank rolled by. Oh. Murder has never brought me this much joy, or any joy at all. For the record, I haven't killed anyone. Funnily enough, I haven't even gotten to the really good part yet. One of the dead bodies had an RPG on them. I quickly disabled all comms unit and got ready to take out an officer that, hell, I don't need to explain, it's a Nazi at point and shoot. To be honest, I did want to switch things up. It's always the same, shoot, kill, maybe. Just maybe I can find a resolution in a different way. Yes, I'm a soldier, but I'm also human, and so are the people I'm fighting. So after heavy consideration, I pulled out a sticky grenade and tested my aim. Yeah, what can I say? The art of overkilling killing, especially on killers, is a killer way to kill. Wait, I broke something. Anyways, what was I doing? Right, of course, collecting more papers. I swear, this game needs to send Slenderman a royalty check every month. About 5 minutes of collecting ass and kicking paper later, wait, switch those, I found myself in this situation. 3 snipers all trained in on me, gunshots whizzing right over by and brains getting exploded. Mostly with bullets, but also with my sick skills. Yeah, I died here more than I can count. What? You thought I did all of this in one go? If I took even one step out of cover, I could bet that there was more than a single bullet lodged in my brain. Usually I'd be able to snipe back, but yeah, SMGs and pistols aren't really good at long ranges. I tried to make things just a teensy bit easier by using up my RPG, but I ended up ditching it in order to pick up an SMG. I spent death after death just trying to squeeze by, and I finally did it. I spent so long on that one stupid section that I didn't really know what to do when I was done. But yeah, I ended up saving the one target on my list. At first I thought he was just a drunk, but he also turns out to be Superman. Look, I didn't believe it either, but watch. I put down enough bombs here to make Little Boy look like a little boy. Wait, that hasn't happened yet, but you get the idea. Now watch. Yeah! Bullets to the face don't work either. The enemy even called in an airstrike, but nothing. I wonder if invincibility is the curse that so many people make it out to be. Does the existence of one with supernatural powers prove there to be a god, or is it the opposite? No god would let a monster exist that impedes on powers of the holy. Questions. All I know is that even with a Superman on our side, this war won't end until the fat man sings. Or explodes, I mean whatever comes first, I don't have future vision. We then sang some Kumbaya, did some interrogating that quickly turned to torture, you know, basic good guy stuff, because we are the good guys. Oh, forget that thought. Is that an RPG and mission briefing? I wonder how many meat pies I'll get to make today. Being serious, there's a truck currently carrying out Nazi propaganda, and I need to find its route and burn it all. Second, there's a scientist who apparently designed human-controlled missiles, but like, not the Japan kind, remote-controlled, so I have to take him out. Hey, dude, are you alive? Such an idiot, getting killed in a house with so many places to hide. I first decided to take out some encampments because, it was on my way, and I had to collect yet another damned piece of paper. Trying to cool down, I hopped into a small war zone because that's exactly the place to relax, and I found out that all of my allies are also Supermen. Why am I even here? Also, don't ask why I was trying to harm innocent people. It was for research. A lot of Nazi scientists are gonna get off with that line, so it should work for me. I found that the Nazi scientist is currently residing in a mansion completely covered in guards, and when I'm done with it, that sentence will still apply. The mansion is surrounded with a moat, and the only bridges have guards patrolling. With me being out of RPG ammo and the pistol being completely useless, I had to devise a plan. I connected a sticky bomb to one of the guards, and luckily that was enough to break their concentration for me to slip in. One of them did spot me, so I also had to slip in a bullet. This didn't mean I was in the clear, but luckily a nearby guard had a flare gun on them, and that was all that I needed. I was finally face to face with my target, and believe it or not, I almost accidentally shot him in the face. And then I remembered that I'm not supposed to save him, so I deliberately shot him in the face. She stood you up, eh? What a stuck-up bitch. And then she stuck up a knife in you. Well, I guess some people just live up to their titles. Get ready. I'm sorry to switch up the mood. You know, switching from me cracking wise at a corpse. But apparently, Angel is dead. If you don't know who that is, don't worry. I don't either. Our next mission surprisingly started without much briefing, but I do have some info. The Nazis are planning to use their remote-controlled missiles on American Navy ships currently on their way to occupy Italy. Their lives are in my hands. The same hands that often blow themselves up, so I don't know who made that decision, but here we are. I need to infiltrate a base that's said to be impregnable, but as my dad taught me, you never listen to that word, because my mom said the same thing on prom night, and well, here I am. It all started off with me being able to sneak in a couple of shots on some trucks headed into the base, meaning that I'd have slightly less guards to worry about. It did bring in some attention, but on the upside, I found that I would make a killer plastic surgeon. Literally. I first decided to take out all of the small bases surrounding the large one because it helped eliminate the chances of future long-range fights. Things were going smoothly, but this little busybody kept on blowing my cover over and over. You little mother... When I get my hands on you, my cover's not the only thing getting blown. Nope. Brain, stop putting gay things in my mouth. Ugh, I suck. Well, I just did it twice there. And I'm talking about his brains. I'm gonna blow his brains out. Actually getting into the base though was quite tricky, but luckily I found that if I threw an explosion onto the main bridge, I could rush on the frozen river underneath and sneak from the side. But now actually being inside, I realized that just like most schooling, none of my planning actually mattered. I was gonna get into long-range fights no matter what. And oh boy, did it suck. My silenced pistol basically tickles at even medium ranges, and SMGs have insane recoil. So all that considered, what did I do when I was surrounded by a tank, a sniper, and countless gunmen? Well, what you'd expect. Died, wish I would die, died again. It took a lot of gradually thinning out the ranks, but I was finally in the clear. I have to take down a power plant, and that was only one of my 4 objectives. Oh, yeah, and on top of that, I need to blow up 5 missiles. Thankfully, all the other objectives weren't nearly as heavily guarded as that one, but that doesn't mean it was easy. Far from it. Honestly, I wish I could say more here, but I kinda turned off my brain somehow. Like, more than usual. Thinking back, all I see is nothing. Literally, like I blacked out or something. There was no thinking in any of my actions, I just did. Cogito ergo sum, thing needs to be done about my mental health. That's definitely not right. Anyways, my actions eventually led to me disabling all the missiles, blowing up the power plant, and to the end of the game. Or so I thought. We get a cutscene. Turns out Angel is alive, don't feel bad if you forgot about her, and this guy gives a basic villain speech. Hope is bad, I'm a monster, yada yada yada. While my eyes slowly grazed over, due to mostly boredom, Angel was renamed to Anne, because her gel was shot straight out of her. I expected the game to just cut to my grave, but apparently I'm alive. And oh boy, the game switches up things just slightly enough to massively screw me over. First, we're met with guards, but they aren't the real problem here. This is. Yeah, extremely different from everything else. Things start off okay though, as the plane is close enough for me to use my SMG and pistol effectively, but that kinda changes after about 10 seconds. Now, with a sniper rifle, this would have been no problem at all, but I can't properly calculate bullet drop-off with just an SMG, and plus, don't forget, I have no idea with what I'm doing. So I went over it a couple of times, but I kept on running into the same problem. I would run out of ammo. I tried searching the nearby bodies for more, but it was just never enough. So I did what I knew was coming. I restarted the whole mission, this time making sure to save up as many explosives, missiles, and bullets as possible. I packed a longer range, non-silent pistol, which made sneaking around total hell, but I had to take every little single advantage I could. I also made sure to stock up on RPGs, and after a lot of non-sneakily killing, I was back to the plane. After all of my meticulous planning, I walked in with my head held high, which is a horrible tactic when you're getting shot at. So after reloading, I realized that all of my planning had mostly been extremely futile. First, the new pistol was a good addition, but it becomes completely useless after one clip because reloading it takes forever. Second, the RPG that I had forced myself to save was absolutely useless. I think I only ever got it to work once, and even then, there were nearby trucks that did that job so much better. So I ended up ditching it for a long-ish range SMG that one of the guards had. Even now, with every single teeny little advantage I could give myself, all of it was just never enough. I felt that my bullets would just disappear into thin air after I shot him. But finally, I did it. Don't ask how, but I did it. I kinda didn't believe it at first, but yeah, that's Sniper Elite 4 without a sniper rifle. And now, time for this week's shoutout. The backlogs. No. Wait, that's not it. Here, sorry about that. The Backlogs is a fellow challenge YouTuber who mainly focuses on the game Salt and Sanctuary. Trust me, I had no clue on what that game was either, but his videos are still really entertaining.
Starting off, we have to make our character. Couldn't think of any bow and arrow puns, so I just went with Steve, because I'm boring like that. No? Not even you, drum kit guy?
He also happens to be criminally underrated, meaning that if you don't check him out, I will commit several crimes in your house. And yeah, that's about it. If you know any other underrated YouTubers who aren't just yourself, then leave them down below and I'll check them out. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.